FS1 is brought to you by Rocket Mortgage. An aerial attack here in Albuquerque of the first half for Utah State. 248 passing yards, only 33 on the ground, but that's been plenty. A 28-0 lead over New Mexico. Hi, everybody. Welcome back in along with Will Blackman. I'm Guy Haberman. We knew two things had to happen today. Utah State had to win. Right. They need San Diego State to beat Boise. That game is still going on. If those two things happen, Utah State's in the Mountain West Championship game, and they're doing their part.
They are doing their part. I mean, out the gate, just with the explosive plays. You know, we talked about Logan Bonner, how he looked so comfortable when I saw him during pregame, and it's showing that on the field with these just incredible throws.
You said zen. He looked zen when you looked at him.
He was very zen. He looked like there was no pressure on him at all to do what he had to do. And he knew the mission, what to do, and man, with the 4 touchdown passes, he looked outstanding this first half.
4 touchdown passes mean he's one shy of tying Jordan Love's single-season Utah State touchdown record of 32. And the good news for him is he's going to get a chance to do it right away because they're going to have the football first. Utah State won the opening toss of the game and elected to defer. If I had told you there were 28 points, you said, well, how many touchdowns does Devin Tompkins have, the fantastic receiver for Utah State? And the answer, that's none. He's got 3 catches for 23 yards, but just his gravity perhaps has opened up the field for everybody else.
Right, all eyes on him every snap. And all the other receivers have got their action.
Savon Scarver, one of the best returners in the nation. He needs one more kickoff return for a touchdown to set the NCAA record. And that's his first opportunity of the day because New Mexico hasn't scored. So you wonder, will that be his only shot?
That's why he took it out.
Absolutely.
His buddy told him, he said, wait a minute. He was like, no, I need this record. I'm out of here.
He and C.J. Spiller and Tyron Carrier, Rashad Penny, and Tony Pollard share the record right now with 7. Tony Pollard took one back yesterday.
Took one to the crib yesterday, didn't
100
he?
yards for the Cowboys. So here comes Bonner. Now, started 0 of 2. You see the numbers, 12 of 15 for 248. And he's going to start things off with a handoff to Calvin Tyler. Last week had the 109-yard rushing day and 6 carries in the first half for 23 yards. Remember, this is a New Mexico defense that's 5th in yardage in the Mountain West, but they have just been under assault from Bonner and these receivers. There is Tompkins, and with that catch, a pickup of 6, and Devin Tompkins has set Utah State's single-season receiving record with that reception, passing Kevin Curtis, who set the record 20 years ago, 1,539. He'll try to keep adding to that, but one of the great seasons in Utah State history, one of the great players in Utah State history. And with his 4th catch of the day, puts his name atop the Utah State record books. Bonner lofting it. Tompkins can't get there. Step for step, Patrick Peak had the unenviable task.
Yeah, that was outstanding coverage. You had him in the slot, going down on the pylon route. Great job. Some hand fighting, but it was hand fighting on both parts. Really good coverage on a great receiver. He was looking at him the whole way. He threw it regardless, coverage or not.
And that was on 3rd down and 1. They tried that. So here's a 4th down punt from Stephen Kotzenlee. Andrew Erickson will fair catch it back at the 15-yard line. So a 48-yard boot. New Mexico's offense coming onto the field for the first time, trying to get something going here in the second half. It's time for today's celebration moment, sponsored by Allstate. Who's going to be celebrating today? The answer is Devin Tompkins, who with his last catch set Utah State's single-season receiving record, breaking Kevin Curtis's record set back in 2001. He entered the day needing 24 yards to break it, and now he sits at 1,538 for the year.
We got to get a handshake or something, man. We got to
and a hug.
And a hug.
After the punt, New Mexico takes over. and picks up 3 yards on its first drive of the second half. But, you know, we talked to Blake Anderson this week, and he said, here's the thing about Devin Tompkins you got to know. Devin Tompkins is a hugger. He hugs me in the office. He'll come in and hug me on the practice field.
Yes.
He'll hug me if he sees me after a team meeting. He is the hardest worker on this team. He is the leader of this team.
He has no bad days.
And he's thankful. You can see it there. What a moment for him. He had never heard of Utah State when they offered him a scholarship. He can't believe it. His only 2 offers were Valdosta State in Division II and FCS Duquesne. There's Bryson Carroll, the quarterback carrying. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 4. And then once he was here, he thought about leaving after the coaching change, and Blake Anderson came in, and he said a lot of people were telling him, yeah, go somewhere else. But his father and his stepfather both said, stay at Utah State. Just be patient. And, there were a lot of phone calls. Blake Anderson and his assistants and Anthony Tucker, the offensive coordinator, calling every day to re-recruit Devin Tompkins, and it's without question one of the best things they've done in their short time here at Utah State. Connor Janal in at quarterback on 3rd down. He's going to run. That's not his forte, but he does it well here for the first down.
Caught everybody off guard.
Yeah. That's the equivalent of having Bryson Carroll throw by design, right? The way this offense is built. It's 2 quarterbacks right now. Bryson Carroll, the former running back and student manager, pressed into duty out of retirement. But we saw a lot of Janal at the end of the first half. Let's see if they stick with him here. 1st and 10, down 28. There's the flip to Wooden. And Wooden turns that corner well and picks up 6 yards.
Speaking of forte, that's what Wooden's good at, getting the ball in space. He's the jet sweep guy. He's the motion guy. He's the wheel route guy. He's that explosive playmaker for them. Get Carroll back in the game. Great seal and blocking, great cut block. See, when they get a body on the body, they're able to make these plays. That's what this offense is designed on. Got to block well for them.
It's been 5 weeks of the triple option for New Mexico. That's not the design. That's not what Danny Gonzalez wants to be here offensively, but it's what they've been forced into. Carroll pitched it off the face mask. Stapley recovered it for New Mexico. He hit Wooden right in the face mask with a late toss, and the senior Stapley was right on it to recover. And it'll be 3rd down. That got a little hectic.
It did. I mean, you just see everyone just burst through there trying to make a play defensively.
And so now 3rd and 8. Connor Janal back onto the field.
I'm taking a shot outside. Why not? Might as well.
With pressure coming, he looks and completes. 2nd catch of the day for Trace Bruckler, and that's a 1st down. A 9-yard pickup when they needed 8.
I mean, you just stick with this. Go back to gun, 2 by 2. Just stick with it.
Peyton Dixon in at the back, and it'll be Dixon who gets the carry, but he was tripped up right away by Byron Vaughns, who's having a good game today.
I mean, the shotgun passing game is looking, pretty manageable right now. Again, I would go right back to it. It looks like there's opportunities there, especially in this situation. You're just trying to find anything to get going. And if there's a positive, I would just go back to it. Wouldn't try to do anything special. Wouldn't try to trick the defense. Let's just keep it simple.
Wooden was the man that went in motion. Janal fakes to him, and he tries to get it into the flat, but Vaughns is there again to make another play.
That was a great call, but that was even a better play by Vaughns.
The play was open if he doesn't.
Oh, he had him wide open. Great call right there. Great design. You just got to big dude right there swatting the ball. He's about 6'4", 6'5".
Yep. And long arms. Vaughn's from Fort Worth, Texas. We saw him. He looked ready before the game. Running around when it was in the mid-40s. Shirtless. Psyching himself up. 3rd and 11 here. The 9th play of the drive. Janal tried to touch that one out to Peyton Dixon, but could not connect. Good coverage from Vong Pachan, and it's 4th and 11. And New Mexico did a few good things on that drive. Will have to punt.
I think if Payne just kept running and didn't jump for it, he could have got a call there.
6th punt of the day for Aaron Rodriguez. With Jordan Nathan back deep. This one not as far, a high hanger, and Nathan will come up and fair catch it at the 33, 34-yard line. Old Town Albuquerque on a beautiful Thanksgiving Friday. (28-0). Utah State leading New Mexico here in the 3rd quarter. Coming up Sunday on Fox, we've got a huge doubleheader. First, Tom Brady and the Bucs battle the Colts, or other regional action. Then in America's Game of the Week, Matthew Stafford and the Rams take on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. All on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Check local listings for the game in your area.
Stafford got to get back on track now.
High of 35 degrees for Lambeau Field tomorrow. Bonner exits on 1st down and loses a couple of yards. Devin Tompkins became the all-time single-season record holder for Utah State earlier in this game. Here's what he's done today.
Yeah, just a couple of short passes, just getting him involved. Out route, screen, comebacks. Just give him a little sample.
He's had to be patient, right? It's not been there have been explosive plays in the past game. 4 touchdowns thrown by Bonner today of 27, 39, 36, and 76 yards. None of them to Tompkins. But his 29 yards today have set the single-season receiving record for Utah State.
We did talk to coordinator Anthony talking. He was like, look, we're going to try to win the game. I'm going to call the plays that are going to win the game. But I will, reward guys when I notice there's a record out there like that for certain players. So you're seeing both. You're seeing all the receivers getting the football, scoring touchdowns. And then he did honor Devin Tompkins with that record-setting catch.
4th catch of the day for Derek Wright. But to the point, he's done what he said. He didn't force it to Tompkins.
He did not.
Wright, who has had a really good day. He's been one of the beneficiaries of all the attention on Tompkins. He's got 2 touchdowns, a good carry by Tyler. 9 yards, close to that 1st down. Should be 2nd and short.
Yeah, Derek Wright has not been touched today. I think all of his receptions was, except for that one, he's been clean, scot-free.
Bonner with time. Now to the sideline. Bowling's got it. He cuts it back, and he gets all the way down inside the 10-yard line. And again, that Arkansas State transfer connection, Bonner to Bowling for 33 yards. Bowling, who has a touchdown in this game.
Sounds like a law firm.
Bonner and Bowling. I know you were driving around Albuquerque looking for your favorite lawyer's billboard here. Bonner floats this one. But didn't see Saul, did you?
Didn't see Saul.
This was the completion to Wright, or to Bowling, excuse me.
Yeah, just a pump fake, got some people to jump in the flats and found Bowling wide open up the sideline.
Bonner 15 of 21 today. 15 of 19 for 302. Second and goal now for Utah State. There's Tyler, and he cannot get away from the pursuit. Look, one thing we know about New Mexico, defense is the calling card for Danny Gonzalez and Rocky Long. It's what Rocky built San Diego State on. It's what they did here. It's why when Danny Gonzalez got this job, he called Rocky Long and said, I want you to be there with me. And so that part they've got on track.
For sure.
The question will be, can they first get some health at the quarterback position? But look at this. They came in 2020 after the defense was ranked 125th last year. They got it to 101. This year, 47th. That's what they do.
Massive jump.
Speaking of jump, movement up front. End zone shot. Caught. Touchdown, Utah State. Justin McGriff with the score. A flag on the field, but that'll likely be offsides against the Lobos.
Yeah, you got to jump.
Defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
1 foot in for the 6'6" Justin McGriff. And he's the fourth different Aggie to catch a touchdown today.
Yeah, he barely jumped. Being 6'6", he just threw it up there to him.
And now Connor Cole's on for the point after. With that touchdown, Logan Bonner ties Jordan Love's single season passing touchdown record at 32. Coles remains perfect on the day, 35-0. 5 touchdowns for Logan Bonner. And Utah State converts
on the field.
In the red zone. The Aggies trying to go 6-0 on the road for the first time ever in control. Well, Jordan Love, of course, one of the greats of this Utah State program's history, and he was prolific, particularly in his second year back in 2018. He threw 32 touchdown passes, a mark that Logan Bonner has tied today. That is the school record, so Bonner's got a shot to set a new Utah State school record. He's also has 5 passing touchdowns today. That's his career high, and it matches the most touchdowns thrown in a game by a Utah State quarterback. Also Jordan Love back in 2018 against San Jose State. Fair catch called for and made at the 25-yard line. Of course, that 2018 year for Love was a year that the Aggies went 11-2 with Matt Wells. Right now, sitting on 8 wins, a chance for 9. And hoping that San Diego State is able to hold off Boise State. That game under 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. If Boise State loses to San Diego State and Utah State continues what they're doing here, wins this game, then San Diego State and Utah State will meet in the Mountain West Championship next Saturday on Fox. Bryce and Carroll. Now, they're not the only teams watching this interested today, Will. Fresno State's watching. They need Boise State to win that game. Air Force, who opened the day in a 3-way tie with New Mexico and Boise, hoping for a couple things that are not going to happen, it looks like, for them. But it's been a really competitive league this year, illustrated by the fact that 5 teams entered the last week with a chance of the conference title game. And if all that sounds confusing, maybe we should just look at it.
There we go.
Do this and have San Diego State beat Boise, and they play at San Diego State next week, which would not be a rematch. Those 2 teams have not met this year. And you can see Boise State, who led for about a half and change. San Diego State leading now 27-16.
Right, it just erupted with a run.
Yep. And it's been a great year for Blake Anderson. This is Dixon, who's had a really nice game. And for all of the players that have had to step up through injury around this New Mexico team, Peyton Dixon, who has had a long road himself, right? Goes to Fresno State, suffers a knee injury there, then goes to UC Davis, and then comes to New Mexico, and he's had a very good day for the Lobos, all things considered, but a little shaken up there. So he gets some attention on the sideline. He's been doing some heavy lifting. 18 carries for Dixon today. Now this is Wooden, and he takes a shot from the secondary. And the person who delivered that hit is lying down on the turf right now. Who was that? Right there. We've got a player down right now for Utah State. That's where the hit came from. It's two teams not playing like it's a 35-point game in terms of effort, no question.
Yeah, he came flying and filling that box right there.
It's a Utah State team that has responded after the disappointing loss last week to Wyoming. Head coach Blake Anderson has come out. Not sure of the number of the player who's down at the moment, but it's good to see movement.
Timeout on the field.
All right, so we've got a timeout on the field. We will step aside as Shaq Bond comes to his feet. The injury was to Shaq Bond, wearing number 4 in white at the top of your screen. You'll see him come in here and deliver that first hit. And then he goes down. Now, the good news is, as we were headed to break, he got up, and you see him walking off, being helped to the bench. But Bond's been a big part of this defense. The JUCO transfer, and certainly one of the leaders of this Utah State group.
Yeah, he's one of the most versatile, probably is the most versatile player on their defense. You'll see him playing corner, nickel, dime, safety. Very physical as you see him coming up on there. Just hope it's nothing too serious. They're going to need him if they are going to continue to play.
Well, it's been a day of run support.
It has been.
Utah State defense. That was Bryson Carroll there on that carry. And even, you know, you might look at the box score at the end of the day and see that New Mexico threw the ball 14 times, but most of those throws were not actually downfield throws. You know, some jet sweeps and that sort of thing that go down as a pass. Here's Carroll. That is creative and well done. And that's Austin Erickson on the receiving end. And another first down.
I mean, that's what it is. That's what they're going to have to be creative. Pretty much turn it into a playground street football. And that was just great awareness by Bryson Carroll to get the ball to Erickson on that play.
14-yard connection.
It was like an option pass. He just held, and waited.
And the defender's just stuck.
Right. And that's what you want.
This is back to Peyton Dixon, who carries for the 18th time today.
They're getting all out of him today.
Yeah. Okay. He had 6 carries coming into the day on the season. But Bobby Cole, you know, we talked about Aaron Dumas, the leading rusher for New Mexico, but Bobby Cole got hurt last week too. Bobby Cole and the quarterback Isaiah Chavez got hurt on back-to-back plays in Boise. And it is a long list of the injured here at the end of the year for New Mexico. Dixon again. Can New Mexico break the seal here on this drive? They've had a couple of good drives. It's been so hard for them to really string anything long together. They got as deep as the 18-yard line back in the first half. Eric Wareheim just trying to find ways for his offense. Here's Carroll, and Dixon got blocked up back into him, and coming over to make a big hit was Keena Miley, along with Ajani Carter.
So they're going to kick on this one, get something on the board.
Looking for their first point since November 13th. Andrew Shelley is going to come on. Jared Long's going to hold. It's a 41-yard attempt. Good snap, good hold. Plenty of leg, and he got it. And that gives this crowd a thrill. A good drive from the Lobos to erase that 0 from the scoreboard. Andrew Shelley is 73% on his career here in New Mexico. And the Lobos able to avoid that shutout after the 37-0 loss last week to Boise. Tomorrow there's games, and then there is the game. It is the latest chapter in college football's ultimate rivalry. Number 2 Ohio State, number 5 Michigan. In the big noon Saturday game of the week, coverage begins at 10 Eastern with the big noon kickoff live from Ann Arbor, and then it's the game tomorrow on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Speaking of players turned graduate assistants, head coach Ryan Day was a graduate assistant when I was at Boston College. He was actually one of our receiver coaches. And also Al Washington, the linebacker coach, he was my roommate at Ohio State. So I guess I'm going to pick Ohio State for this one. I like this game.
And you knew it then, and now you've got your alma mater where you just had you just went into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, the Boston College Hall of Fame. That was pretty
last
cool.
week. Congratulations. Yeah. They've got a former Ohio State coach in charge.
Yes, Jeff Hafley. And that's the one Harbaugh is going to have. He has to get one. Come on now.
And this isn't just about playing spoiler for him this year. They've got a lot on the line.
They do have a lot on the line. That is true.
Logan Bonner's having a big day. 5 touchdowns. If he's able to throw another, it'll be a career-high 6th, the Utah State record 6th, and a season-long record 33rd in 1 year. We'll see how much they throw it, if much at all. I mean, we've seen some of the dynamic things that this offense can do. Danny Gonzalez joked that he talked to Blake Anderson this week and told him, tell you what, we won't blitz if you don't do any of that voodoo on offense this week.
There was no voodoo. It was, we're throwing the ball deep, one-on-one.
Now Elion Noah with that carry. As the clock winds towards 30 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
It's wild to think that they have almost 400 yards in only 10 minutes of time possession.
New Mexico has 30 minutes of possession. Utah State has 13. Bonner taking another shot. He wants Tompkins this time. Corey Hightower was meeting him at the point.
I like Devin Tompkins' skill set. He's in that like T.Y. Hilton / OBJ. Obviously with the swagger in number 13, you think of OBJ. He's in that area.
Listed at 5'8", 155.
That's why I said T.Y. Hilton.
Ball's loose, and Bonner falls on it. And Bonner, we saw him earlier in this game. He's hurting. He got up a little gimpy on a deep throw earlier, and you can see right now, as this third quarter expires, he is in quite a bit of pain. Devin Tompkins became Utah State's single-season receiving record holder today. A great career, and more still ahead, including the fourth quarter.